Congresswoman Diana DeGette. She's co-chair of the pro-choice caucus in the House. Congresswoman DeGette, thanks for being with us tonight. Nice to see you.
Good to be with you, Rachel.
So I will admit to being fuzzy on the language as to what has ended up being in this new iteration of the House Republicans' abortion ban. Do you understand what it is they're going to ask for a vote on in terms of these rape and incest provisions and all the rest?
Well, it just seems like they keep doubling down on the burdens on these victims. What we understand is that the rape victims will now have to prove in writing that they made a complaint to a government agency or a law enforcement agency. And same thing with the incest victims, which is just appalling to me to say somebody who has been the victim of incest now is required to report that to a law enforcement official or she can't get an abortion. I mean, once again, they're just re-victimizing the victims. It's the same kind of outrageous language that did make the Republican women walk the last time. They had to pull the bill from the floor, which is a first for me. I haven't seen something like that. And now this just looks like they're making it even worse.
So, I mean, the implication of this is, and I mean, I don't want to put words in their mouths, but the implication of this to me is that they believe that women are faking being victims of incest so as to access abortions they wouldn't otherwise legally be able to get under a law like this. I mean, if you have to prove written documentation, that implies that your word isn't strong enough.
Right. I mean, I think you're right. What they're saying is that women who just want to have abortions after 20 weeks, which is very rare anyway, are going to now fake being a rape or incest victim in order to get it. It's just ludicrous, and it is so disrespectful to women in general and to rape and incest victims. It's just appalling. Is
the sense that the Republicans have, I guess, gotten past the objections within their own caucus, particularly women in their own Republican caucus, and that they do have a way to pass this? Do you think this is something that ultimately is going to end up on President Obama's desk?
Well, when I first heard they were bringing it up this week again, I thought they must have watered it down somehow or something to get people's approval. When I looked at the language today, I really couldn't believe that they could have any more support than they had before, because I think the bill's worse. And so I'll be shocked if all these Republican women and some of the more moderate Republican men vote for it. If they do, it'll go to the Senate. I can't imagine that they could get 60 votes in the Senate over there, but I'll guarantee you President Obama will veto it if it comes to his desk.
Congresswoman Diana DeGette of Colorado, who's the chair of the pro-choice caucus in the House and from a state that has had its own roller coaster ride on these issues recently. Yeah. Thanks very much for being with us. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks. All right.